Hello, welcome to Berkshire Guitar Amplifier Repairs. Stuart Smith with you as always from Reading, England. And today it's a JTM45. Now I'm doing this introduction after I've done a fair bit of work on the amplifier and then kind of retrospectively decided to make a video about it. So it's got a hum on it. Now I want you to get your detective's cap on here and see if you can work out what's going on. So it's a constant low-level mains hum. And here's the thing, independent of any controls, you can turn all the controls down to 0, it's exactly the same. Independent of whether the HT switch is on or off, so it doesn't need even the valves to be working. And indeed you can remove all the valves and you've still got the hum. So what do you think it is? I've come across it before, so I was able to get onto it fairly quickly. But have a little think about what you think that could possibly be. Even pause the video for a moment if you want to have a little ponder. So we'll rejoin the video where I've got the chassis out and I've already done a fair bit of work on it. And I can show you exactly what's going on here. This is quite a short video and I'm making this for anyone who has this amp and has this hum and is wondering what on earth it is. Okay, here's the chassis out, power valves removed. And I'll show you the hum in a moment, but what you can see is I've unbolted the output transformer and I've extended all the leads on it, which took me a fair old while to do. Now you might be already thinking about what the issue might be. So what actually happens on this amp, and other amps as well by the way, is when they designed it, they mounted the output transformer too close to the mains transformer. So the output transformer is picking up hum directly from the windings of the mains transformer, which of course is why it's not at all affected by any controls or even the valves being in. I've seen this on several amplifiers, and what astonishes me about it is that when this amp was designed by Marshall, they made a prototype and it all worked, and someone on the bench noticed that it was humming. And so there's only two possibilities there. One is they just couldn't care less what the humming is and didn't even bother to investigate it, which boggles the mind. The other possibility, which is much more likely, because it's not rocket science, is they realised the output transformer was mounted too close to the mains transformer. So what did they do? Did they say, oh boss, I think there's a bit of an error on this prototype, that we need to move this output transformer a bit further away because the amplifiers hum? And the boss says, nah, don't bother, just make 50,000 of them, just run them. But boss, they'll all hum. Yeah, just run it. But boss, it won't take long to move it. Nah, just knock them out. I mean, I might be being uncharitable, but that seems to be the only possible explanation. Now, as we'll discover in a moment, when I power it up so that you can hear, the solution to this problem is actually to rotate the output transformer by 90 degrees to put it there. And the hum completely disappears. That would have been very easy for the Marshall engineers to work out. Why didn't they mount it that way round? There's no extra cost to them. The hum completely goes. I'm completely at a loss to know what on earth was going through their heads. Anyway, I'll power it up for you and you can have a listen to the hum in the various positions of this output transformer. And if you've got this on your amp, you'll know what the solution is. However, I do have to tell you that it's a lot of work to do what I've done here, because there's a printed circuit board underneath here, and obviously the bolts of this transformer are underneath the printed circuit board, so it's extremely difficult. I'll show you in a moment. I'll turn it upside down. Extremely difficult to get to the bolts of this, and particularly with the way that board's been fitted, it's not, you know, it's been wired in with wires all over the place, so you can't just take the board, turn it upside down and get to here. So it's quite a big job to do this. Anyway, let's power it up and have a listen. Okay, the amp is on. Standby switch doesn't make any difference. Volume controls make no difference. I've got the output transformer quite close to the mains transformer, and you should be able to hear the hum. Now if you ever get this on your amp and you're wondering whether it is this this problem, and you don't want to go to the business of, I had to put that a bit closer actually, have a listen to that. You don't want to go to the trouble of taking off the output transformer to find out. You can always just take a piece of mild steel and just put it down between the two, and you'll find the hum goes down by about 20%. Won't cure it, but it will go down by 20%, and that proves to you that you have this issue and not some other issue. But of course the other dead giveaway is it's not affected by controls, and it's standby switch off and even the valves out, and you still get the same problem. Right, now I'm going to move the camera down to the speaker so that you can hear. Now whilst I've got it down, I'm just going to rotate this by 90 degrees like that. Okay, let's see if I can do that one-handed or two-handed. So there we go. So let me see. Right, so that's, you can hear that level of hum there. I'm going to rotate the output transformer by 90 degrees. Ta-da! Rotate it 90 degrees. 90 degrees the other way. Completely and utterly cures that hum. So this is where we're going to mount the transformer. I've already filed out, quite a difficult job filing out these holes to make this fit, because of course these dimensions aren't the same. And I've spaced it off with a piece of wood, and I'm going to try and get some bolts up through this way. The bolts did go down that way. Get some bolts up this way with maybe a couple of nuts on there just to space it off, and then we can put it on there, and that is completely silent now. So that's the fix to that, and it does make you wonder why Marshall let that go. It's an easy fix, isn't it? Just mount the transformer there instead of the other way around. They must have known about it. Just I'd love to know really what went on during the design of this, what actual decisions they took and why, to allow that rather unpleasant level of hum to go out on every single amp they made for, I don't know, 10 years, 20 years. And by the way, I've seen this on several other different makes of amp, half a dozen or more different makes of amp, the exact same problem, output transformer mounted too close to the mains transformer. So there you go. I mean, not least of all, it also puts a lot of weight down this end when you pick up the amp. But of course I know why they do that. I'll tell you, since this is a shortish video, you might wonder, well, why don't they just put this over here? Why they're even bothering having it anywhere near here? Let's balance it up, make it a nice, put a choke in the middle, this over here, mains transformer, there we've got a nice balanced amp when we pick it up. Well, the answer is, this is the input side, look where the inputs go. And you don't want anything to do with the output, i.e. the very final output stage, close to the input, because you will almost certainly start to get oscillation. You want to keep the output stage away from the input. So you might think, oh well, okay, fine, yeah, we'll do that then. Let's put this up where the speaker output is. Let's put this here. And then of course you end up with a mains transformer with all its high, 240 volts and HT and all that kind of stuff right in the middle of, or even down this end, down this front end, and you've got the same issue again. You've got a real hummy mains transformer right close to the input valves where all the gain is, and you'll pick up hum on these valves, and that'll be amplified throughout the amp and end up as hum on the output. So this is good design. I mean, it's the best design they could, is to get all this hardware up this end, but it does make for an unbalanced amp when you try to pick it up. Right, so next thing I'm going to do is see if I can get some bolts up through here. So I'll rejoin you when I've done that. That's not going to be particularly easy. And just before I do that, a quick look on the underside of the amp, and you can see the issue here. Look, this board has got dozens of wires going through the board. You can't even unsolder them without turning the board upside down. Dozens of wires here all going off, so you can't just pick up the board and flip it upside down. I had to do the best I could with this, which was to get it as much up as I could, and then sort of get a spanner underneath there and undo those bolts. So it's not going to be very easy to put it back, but anything's better than taking all these wires off somehow and getting it back on again. Not particularly easy to do at all, actually. I think if I had to do it, I'd do it at this end. I'd desolder it all from here and make a map of where everything went, but it's the right mission, so if I can get away without doing that, I will. Okay, there we go, a fair old bit of work that, and the transformer's now in and rotated 90 degrees. The amp is on, and we have not the smallest amount of residual hum. Can't hear a single thing. So that has cured that problem completely, and that's the answer to getting rid of the hum on your JTM45. Okay, there you go. Hope you enjoyed that one. A very quick video, really just aimed at the people who have this amplifier and have the hum, or budding amp techs, which I know there are quite a few watching this channel. If you come across this problem, you'll know exactly what it is. Hum, even though all the valves are out, HT switches off, all the knobs are turned to 0, still got hum. Have a think about whether the output transformer is mounted too close to the mains transformer, and if so, and if possible, rotate it 90 degrees and that will cure your hum. Well, as ever, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next video.